happy Saturday. We are back at Saturday this week. I'm so excited for us to be back at our normal time. Things always seem to flow a lot easier and a lot smoother when people know exactly where to be and when to be there, and it fits right into their routine. I am always so honored and so blessed to be a part of your self-care routine. And I'm happy to meet you here every Saturday for us to do our work via a moment of harmony, for us to delve into self, look into self, love into self, and grow self to a deserving place in our lives, a place that we can be proud of, a place that we can stand on, a place that is secure. So welcome. Happy Saturday. A Moment of Harmony is here. Let's get into it. We are at week number 15 of a 32-week series entitled A Matter of Moments, which also will be an interactive book at the end of the course where you can do more homework, more indulgence, more diving, more navigating with yourself, your own circles, your own groups, and be able to say, like, are we utilizing and maximizing every moment of our lives, taking our moments, making them work for us, helping us grow, utilizing them in a way that the Creator intended? Are we giving our best and doing our best? So you'll be able to look into that when we get done with this whole session or this whole series. And you'll be able to go back and utilize these videos, which we go into deeply each and every chapter. So every one of these videos is going to be for this series, not from my affirmation series previously, but everything from the Moment Matters series is going to be, every episode is going to be a chapter in the book. So come on, guys. We have no excuse with our healing homework. We're coming in, we're tuning in, we're live, we're a part of it, we're chatting, we're interacting. We're coming in once a month as a Moment member and meeting with each other in person, having these virtual conversations and purges and dialogues and revelations in person. And then you're going to get your book at the end of this course and every course moving forward that we do. So this is so exciting. We are taking healing to a practical, spiritual level, and we're going to make sure that the healing sticks, okay? The healing must stick. I want to give a quick shout out to all my Moment members. Last week, we had a wonderful, phenomenal healing virtual check-in. We virtually checked in with each other. We were all in a chat, and it went about 2 hours. Wouldn't even plan to be that long, but it went. It didn't even feel like that because we did some great work. We did some great releasing. We did some great recuperating and revitalizing. I am so proud of you. Always remember, if you live in the DMV area, and especially in Baltimore, you want to get in those Moment member inquiries because we are taking our engagement right here to a very personal level. We are having some one-on-one time about our healing. It is incredible. All you have to do is inbox your inquiry to being a Moments member, and we're going to put you in a thread so that you're streamlined all the opportunities for our outings, for our gatherings, for our dinners, and for our virtual call check-ins, because we are doing some real work and taking good care of each other. Okay. Now that all of that is out the way, I'm so excited to get into the moment that we are doing today. This moment, I don't want to say it's going to be a long moment, but I do want to spend some time in this area. And I know it's like I say that with every moment. This is an important moment. They are, because every moment is important. Hey, the moment that we are working on this week, our session today is entitled Missed Moments. Missed moments. The moments that we missed, the moments that we overlooked, the moments that we regret. How do we heal from that? What do we do with those? How can they be used to grow us and take us to another level? Missed moments. Now, This is such an important, and again, I know I get into this with almost every moment. Missed moments is so important to me because many people who are close to me know that my greatest fear, anytime we talk about biggest fears, what are you most afraid of? And again, I don't think you should speak of them often, vocalize them often, but in vulnerable, intimate moments, of course, share them, but make sure I have saged before we started this session. So just make sure you're saging and clearing out that energy, letting the universe know it was nothing but a thought. It was a process in your development. It is not your stopping point, okay? But if you are at the point, for me, when you are saying like what it is that I'm most afraid of, for me, it is regret. I hate regret. I hate regret. I think regret can get so much power over you. I think regret can make you feel so helpless. And most of all, I hate feeling stupid. I hate feeling dumb. I hate feeling used. I hate feeling bamboozled. And I hate not making the right choice. Are there any other perfectionists out there with me that are like, we hate not making the right choice? Hate not making the right choice. Therefore, one of my biggest things becomes regret. Now, this is a fear I developed as a very young girl because I would listen to my grandmother. Mainly, I would hear many people, of course. You know, as a child, you hear all types of stories. I come from a huge family, very much attached or very much incorporated into both paternal and maternal families. So I've been greatly exposed in the family. Oh, thank you, Mama. I love you. I've been greatly exposed to so many elders. I think that's such a blessing, you know, having aunts, having uncles, having all your grandparents, having all of those things. Peace, I love you. Having all of that, right? So being exposed in that way, definitely you're open to a lot of stories and the past and history and recollection, and it may be very much why I love storytelling and why I love history and why I love how things came about. Okay, but the point that I'm making about this fear of regret is that it was developed in speaking to the elders in my family, especially my grandmothers, right? Specifically my grandmothers. Because my grandfathers didn't really talk too much about regret. I have a theory that men do what they want to do. I'm not, they don't make of as many compromises. I'm going to say that they do. They sacrifice, they build. I know that that's true. But in my experience, when I'm talking about the history of my family, the men did their thing. What they wanted, they got. But I am seeing that what I learned growing up is that the grandmothers, oh my gosh, my grandmother would always talk about how she was going to be this great singer, how she wanted to be this ballerina dancer her whole life, how she had all these dreams. You know, my paternal grandmother's Aquarius like myself, so them dreams be on fleek, okay? They don't ever stop. They just come, 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 come. But she would talk about all these things she was good at, all these things she was talented at, and all these things she wanted to do, places she wanted to see and travel. Of course, she came up in another era where not as many things were possible as today. But what I heard a lot from my grandmother is how the time is gone and what she wished she could have done. I've heard hundreds of times what people wish they would have known, the people they wish they didn't give a chance to, the jobs they wish they didn't waste their times in, the investments they wish they didn't make. And I'm saying that what I developed was a great anxiety around regret. And therefore, I either try not to acknowledge regret at all and just be like, look, it is what it is. And that helps me to move forward. Or I have to go into some serious reflections about why the choices I made, why the steps that I took got me to a place I wasn't happy with. So today we're going to talk not about why you are where you are, because I know you already feel that way. A lot of us, how did I get here? How did I get here? How am I reliving this? How is this cycle happening again, right? I'm not getting into the chastisement. I want to get into how we change our perspective on missed moments how we utilize them for what they were intended to be utilized for, and how we make our next moments our best moments because of how we reflect on the missed moments, okay? So, this series or this session is all about missed moments. The woulda, coulda, shoulda, wouldas that drive us crazy, hold us back, make us full of regret, help us stay in toxic patterns and behaviors, and how can we not get into these missed moments and get caught up in them in a way that we're traumatized and stuck, okay? Okay, the first part of missed moments. My first point is our choices versus our chances. Your choices versus your chances. One major reason that we get stuck in missed moments and things that we wish we had opportunities to take part in, and things that we wish that we didn't do, the regrets, right? One of the major components of us being stuck there is that we confuse our choices with our chances. We think that the choices we've made have totally eradicated and eliminated the chances we have in life. And so we get stuck. We get stuck in how do I prove? How do I change? How do I convince myself, others? Because we're stuck in these moments that didn't take off. These things that didn't happen. These things that could have happened. I saw this movie and I told you guys, this always happens to me. These 32 moments that we're using in this series, A Matter of Moments, they were composed a very long time before I even started the series. I woke up, like I mainly do, I woke up from a dream, did some meditating on that dream, and I put together the entire series. No thoughts no outlines into each one. Now, each one gets outlined individually when we go into these, but really just I do what the creator tell me to do, okay? So, but what I realize, and I keep telling you guys, it always happens, is that my life in real time always correlates or is affirmed by some actual situation by the moment we are working on that week. So I saw this, of course, in my mind. In my mind, how am I here? The reset, the do again, the letting go, the starting over. How is this continuously happening? Of course, in my mind, I am processing moments are the highlight of my week, and I love coming here to share growth, healing, and development with you. I'm in this with you. But I watched this movie. Everyone knows when I get in my feels, one of my favorite things is movies. Movies and binging shows. That is how I get out of my feels, out of my head, and gets my thinking going in a better direction. One of them, not only because I definitely have hundreds of things that I have to try because every issue is different. But one thing I do love is a movie. I love a good movie at the end of the day to kind of relax, to release my own thoughts, and to really feed me. I saw a movie this week, so this is also a recommendation, a little bit of a review. I saw a movie this week on Netflix called Look Both Ways. It's called Look Both Ways. It's a really cool movie, and it's about a girl who gets, I don't want to give too many details because I like to figure the movie out for myself, but it's about a girl who gets pregnant on graduation night from college. And she gets the opportunity to see her life play out both ways. If she keeps her baby and becomes a mom, and what that means for her life, her friends, her dreams. And if she chooses not to, or if the stick comes back that she's not pregnant, how her life will look. She gets to live both lives simultaneously. The beautiful thing about this movie is that did you love it? Did you love that movie? I loved that movie. It was such a good movie. Perspective, perspective, perspective. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing missed moments on Saturday. And then now I'm watching this movie, and this movie is like it's really feeding everything I'm thinking about these missed moments. This movie was so great because it gave phenomenal perspective on the choices you make and how they affect the chances you have in life. And how you think that if you make one choice or the other, it's going to set a whole set of things in place that you can control. That your outlook is going to be the projected, is going to be the reality. When in fact, you cannot ever escape challenge, conflict, growth. Your process is happening. And we're going to get to that in one of the points in this moment. But this was such a phenomenal movie because both of them, right? When her, and I want people to be able to see the movie for themselves, but both sides, when her life played out, would never change. Circumstances changed, people changed, even her outcomes, who she ended up with, how her friendships developed. Everything was different. The one thing that was not different was that she was going to learn. She was going to grow. She was going to push herself. She was going to learn herself. That is so significant because a lot of us get stuck in the woulda, coulda, shouldas because we think had we made another choice, we'd be in a better predicament or position today. Or that if we made another choice, we wouldn't have to struggle. We wouldn't have to go through our process. And I want to be here to tell you that you're going to go through growing no matter what choice you made. If I all the time, y'all know how I always talk about my plan. I was a straight A student all of my life. Always a straight A student. And my plan was absolutely, I grew up in Georgia. We moved from Georgia when I turned 13. But my entire childhood up until 13, even after we moved, I was like, I'm coming back to Georgia because my plan was to go to Spelman. Thank you, sis. Go to Spelman, marry a Morehouse man who go to the college right across the street, have some little Spelman Morehouse babies, become an educator, and my life was just gonna be set. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna have some, philanthropic, culturally cool, super edgy, innovative Aquarius life. Marry me another air sign so that we can be up in the air together. Look, guys, when we look at our plans and when we look at our lives, we have to be able to differentiate. Thank you, Mama. We have to be able to make a difference in our choices and our chances. Our choices can alter, limit, in different ways, our chances. Our choices are not our chances, and our choices do not eradicate our chances. Your choice is a decision. Your chances are opportunities. And what I am saying for those of us that do our work, that are determined to grow and never give up, I want to offer you this seed today. You will never run out of opportunities. And I don't care what choices you made. I don't care what choices you made in the past 10 years, 15 years. Your choices do not eradicate your chances. They affect them. Cause and effect is real. They can limit them, but I'm saying they can interfere. But they do not, and a lot of times we get lost in regret because we think our choices and our chances are the same thing. If you woke up, if you are intentional, if you are deliberate in your growth, in your healing, in your development, the Creator is going to give you brand new opportunities. Every time you renew yourself, you will get new opportunities for growth, new opportunities to show up as a parent, new opportunities at love, new opportunities at stability and financial prosperity. You do not equate your chances with your choices. Regret is an illusion. Regret is an illusion. There is only reflection and lesson. Regret can be an illusion. Yes, I wish I would have chosen this person to procreate with. Or I wish I would have known this. Or I wish I would have tried that. Or I wish I would have waited for this. Your choices do not dictate the chances. Your chances, your opportunities, the doors that can open for you, they are as limitless as your mind is. Not your choices. They're as limitless as your mind is, okay? The second reason why we get caught in regret is because there are things that took place in our past and in our history that are so devastating, that are so rough, that are so disgusting, that are so horrible, that are such they're just atrocious. And we think that those things, we get caught up in the way those things made us feel. We get caught up in the barriers they created, in the circumstances they put us in. But what if I told you that you're more caught up in if you deserved what happened than you are in if you were designed for what happened? And I'm saying this decision, this perspective is the difference between you utilizing a missed moment and you being stuck under a missed moment. What if I told you, peace, love, I love you, get that workout in, sis. You know I'm not mad. I said at the beginning of this, I am just honored to be a part of your self-care routine. Watch me on a playback. Do what you gotta do. I love you. But I'm just gonna repeat that last part really quickly. What if I told you that when we're stuck in regret, right? Because I'm telling you, there's only reflection and lesson. So if you're in regret, you're in an illusion. You're in a place, this is a state of mind that's keeping you stuck. Because what if I told you that you're stuck in this place of regret because you are worried about what you didn't deserve instead of what you were designed for? So I can say, no, I didn't deserve to be treated this way. I didn't deserve the parents that I got. I didn't deserve this treatment. I didn't deserve this lack of resources. I didn't deserve. We can keep going on and we get stuck there. We get stuck in, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have tried that because I didn't deserve. If you shift your perspective, no, you may have not. You most likely, absolutely didn't deserve what you had to go through. But what you did, what was the thing, you were designed. You did not deserve it, but you were designed for it. It will get you in a place of, I didn't deserve to be a single mother. I'm saying that this is something I know, my own affirmation. I never was a cheater. I didn't play men, never was a liar, always was down chick, okay? When I loved you hard. I was there for you and I was a ride or die. I didn't deserve to be left alone to raise children that I was promised I wouldn't be, okay? I didn't deserve it, but I was designed for it. I didn't deserve a lot of the circumstances I experienced as a child, but I was designed for it. I didn't deserve the murder of my teenage brother while he's living with me and I'm loving him, but I was designed for it. I didn't deserve it, but I'm going to get stuck in what I didn't deserve if I don't take flight in what I was designed to do. I'm going to get stuck there. I'm going to get stuck in what I didn't deserve. I don't deserve to be second best, backseated, lied to, mistreated, misused, exploited. I didn't deserve any of it, but I was designed for the whole of it. I was designed for the whole piece. I was designed to come through it. I was designed to love through it. I was designed to teach through it, grow through it, learn through it. I was designed to come up out of it. And then I was designed to be the extremely incredible woman I'm going to be because I was designed for what I didn't deserve. I was designed to endure, to learn, to share, to metamorph. It was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers up in this joint. I came into those circumstances a human, and I left out of them a transformer because I was designed. Peace, love. I thought about you this morning. That is so, oh my gosh, mama. That is so incredible that you got on today. That was divine alignment. Oh my gosh. I definitely had so many thoughts about you this morning. I'm so excited for you and praying that all is well in your new journey. You are such a phenomenal sister. But so when we're just to go back, y'all know I get on I love when my sisters start talking to me and then I get, I love it. But I've been trying to go back. Okay, so when we get into being stuck, when we get into being stuck, when we get into being stuck in regret, we're getting to focus on the missed moments. We are focused on what we didn't deserve, what we didn't want to happen, what we wish didn't happen. But when we focus on the design, we were designed for what took place. When you stop and say, I didn't deserve it, but I was designed for it, you will shift how you move through your past. You will shift how you move through your lessons. And you will understand, I did not miss that moment. Like Mama and Zinga just said, I didn't miss Spelman. Spelman missed me because my life still moved in a direction. My life still took off in my purpose because I was designed this way. Again, I walked in a human and turned into a mighty morphin Power Ranger because I was designed to survive. I was designed to grow. I was designed to build. I was designed to reposition. And then I was designed to shine. And every regret, every situation, every circumstance only points to how incredibly brilliant and resilient I am. So we go into, instead of keep saying we're stuck in the regret and we're not growing past what we missed out on, we're not growing past our woulda, coulda, shouldas, we need to say no. I didn't deserve that. I was so much better than that. I gave so much more than that, but I was designed. I was designed for parents who were addicts or designed for parents who were absent. The Creator made me a special way. A special way. I was designed to take in these challenges, recreate a life for myself and for others that is going to make the future brighter and better, because I was designed to take this on and to transform this situation. So, just a quick recap. Understanding, we're talking about missed moments for those that are just coming in. I'm seeing some people just coming in. We're talking about missed moments. This session today is entitled Missed Moments, how we get stuck in them, how they hold us back, how we're living with regret, and why we're not moving forward and utilizing missed moments for exactly what they are: reflections, lessons, and forward motion. The first point was our choices versus our chances. We're not misconstruing those. We're not getting them tied up in the way that is holding us back. Our second point was understanding that when we only are focused on our past as a negative thing, and we're always regretting, and we're always sad, and we're always victimizing ourselves. Not saying we weren't legitimately victimized, hurt, abused. I'm saying that we ourselves, who have the key to liberate ourselves, are making choices to stay in places that we have the wings to get out of. We, not what they did to us, not what they're doing to us, not what they might do to us. I'm talking about you, who have the choice and the key and the wings to get up out of that situation. But first, you gotta see it differently. I didn't deserve it, but I was designed. I was designed for this. When I'm sitting here looking like, how did I get here? Again, we spoke of this earlier. Why is this pattern repeating itself? Why am I still not learning this lesson? Because you know what? I was designed to learn this, conquer this, and create. I can do this. So this is the next part, right? This is our third part. Those of us that are caught up in the regrets, ashe, mama. Those of us that are caught up in the regret, we are just so stuck in these moments we missed. These people we should have dated, these schools we should have done, these children we should have had, these directions, this modeling career that should have took off, this book we should have wrote 10 years ago. Let me tell you about the book I would have wrote 10 years ago as opposed to the book I'm going to write tomorrow. Let me tell you about the perspective I would have put out 10 years ago as opposed to the material I got for y'all today, okay? What I'm meaning by that is that there is a mission in your mistakes. There is a mission in the mistake. There's a mission in the mistake. That's the part of the missed moments that we forget, that goes over our head, the whole point of it. Yes, you could have made any choice. And maybe you couldn't have. Some of us, I know I made many choices because another choice really didn't seem available, really was no other option. So maybe you couldn't have made any choice, but the choice you did make brought about any types of mistake. Let me tell you, there was a mission in the mistake. And the mission, I don't mean a mission for the world either, because that's a beautiful byproduct. I don't mean a mission for your children or a mission for, I mean, there was a mission for you and your growth. There was a mission for the phenomenal woman or man that is growing inside of you, that is going to facilitate a growth process that only that mistake would have done. Some of y'all don't know. One of my best friends is treating me to see Fantasia today. And y'all, I love Tasia. Whoo, I love me some Fantasia. I am so excited about this. I love you. Thank you so much. Fantasia is on my dream list. I'm not a big concert person. I don't really like all the noise and hoopla and can't see and all these things. But if I do the concert thing, it's gonna be for Fantasia, Beyonce, Tina Turner, and Sade. I always say that. And India. I will put India on there. Okay? This is the only reason I'm sitting through the concert process. Okay? Because this is an in-person experience I want to have. Tasia has a song called It's Necessary that I love, and I know I brought it up on Moments a million times before, but it is called It's Necessary. And she says, what if I told you that everything you've gone through, you've gone through and everything you're going through, what if I told you that God sent me here to tell you that it was necessary? When I tell you that song gives me all of the chills, it has healed me 100 times in 100 different circumstances and situations because it is right in alignment with what I am saying right now. There is a mission in your mistake. So when you're only focused on your mistake and what didn't happen and the negativity that came from it, and you're not focused on the mission that I grew, that I proved to myself, that I developed, that I met another side of myself, that I was introduced to another reality and realm of life, that what I only could see in my head, I then actualized because of the mission that I was on. There was a mission in your mistake. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And a lot of people hate this. My little sister all the time is like, oh, you're so irritated. But let me tell you, no, I've never been to college. And I love the idea of college. I want to go to college. I'm working on college. Never graduated from college. All of the different types of opportunities that I was infatuated with as a child, haven't done many of them. But when I tell you I wouldn't take one thing from my journey for the woman that I see today, because the mission and the mistakes that were made have grown a woman today nobody can say nothing to me. You can't tell me what I can endure. You can't tell me what I'm capable of. You can't tell me what I'm qualified for. You can't tell me what I can create. You can't tell me what my future holds. You can't tell me anything. Now, I'm not saying I'm above learning. Trust me, learning is breathing for me. But what I am saying is that the woman that I met in my mistakes, the woman I met in my mistakes, in my missteps, the woman I met in my missteps, that chick, that woman, no one can tell me about. Because the person that was in fear, the person that was going by the outside process, the person that was living by the books met that sister, and that sister said, it's nothing you can't do. Sister, you can keep lights on. You can learn. You can teach without a degree. I am a master teacher. I am a master teacher. And some of the mistakes I've made has shown me how much of a master teacher I am. I am a spiritual healer at the top of the line, humbly. But the mistakes I made are the ones that show me what I can pray myself and others out of. It's the mistakes. There's a mission in your mistakes. There is a mission in your mistakes. There is a beautiful wife that is fiercely, divinely made, that is growing out of those cheating and undeserving relationships. There is an incredible husband, a providing husband, that is growing out of those undeserving, exploitive relationships, those immature experiences. There's a responsible man growing out of those. Your mission is there's a mission in your mistakes. There's a mission in your mistakes. There is an extremely capable businesswoman, entrepreneur that grew out of that failed course. There is an extremely incredible CEO that is growing out of answering to other people in situations you didn't want to be in the first place. Being pulled down, being hated on, being betrayed. There's a master in there. There's a master that's going to be born because of the situations you were in and you had to grow your own self out of. There's a mission in your mistake. There's a mission in your mistake. Don't let it be a regret. Don't let your heart be heavier than a feather because you're going to be sitting and looking at what could have happened. What could have happened happened. You could have survived. What could have happened happened. You could have survived. And you did. And now you make the choice on will you thrive? Will you come out of there in every intention the Creator has set forth for you? So our choices versus our chances, we're looking at those as not the same, understanding how they actually affect one another. We're understanding that what we didn't deserve doesn't mean we weren't designed to make it through, designed to endure and grow through. We're learning that there is a mission in our mistakes. We are not getting caught up in where we should be. There was a mission in that mistake. Here's this next thing. What you missed, right? A poor perspective will misuse your miss. So when we keep saying, I missed this opportunity, I missed this chance, I missed this, I should have, it should have, I wish, you're wishing on what you missed. But here's the thing. A poor perspective will misuse your miss. It will misuse what you missed. And I want to say like here, I love Bobby Brown, right? And I know a lot of people are like, what are you, Bobby Brown? One, he is a fellow Aquarian. We're definitely like born a day apart. Not year-wise. I'm not as old as Bobby Brown, people. Just day. Just a day. So I feel like Bobby Brown is one of those misunderstood people because I feel like I'm always misunderstood. But I say Asante Mama. But I love Bobby Brown. So when I'm saying that a poor perspective will misuse what you miss, Bobby Brown is one of those people that I look at. And I look at his life and I can see all of his mistakes, right? Because he was one of those out in the front, everyone in his business, his whole career type of people. And there are many celebrities like that. But Bobby Brown now has a show out called Every Little Step. He's older. He's battling addiction. He has a new marriage. He has new younger children. This is what I learned from watching Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown does not misuse his misses. The things he misses, the opportunities he loses, the things he's reckless with, the things he didn't value, he learns and redirects in a way that allows him to continuously open up in his life new opportunities. And I would say that we've watched Bobby Brown be arrogant, big-headed, and lose his music career, wanting to go solo, lose his boy group. We've seen him make those reckless choices. We've seen him in his toxic relationship with Whitney Houston. And we saw how much they loved each other, but we saw the toxicity. It was, we saw the drug usage. We saw the infidelity. We saw the domestic violence. We were able to see all his misses. We saw he had talent, he had skill, but for many reasons, he was limited in making everything come together for him. Some were personal, some were choices he made himself, some were circumstances just of his life. But we've seen his misses. What I've always seen Bobby Brown, and I'm talking about losing multiple children, losing a career, talents, dreams, gifts. But I've always seen losing a love of his life, because I do in the show now, I know he loves his wife very much, so a love of his life. But I'm saying being treated, Bobby has been through a lot of people, and I'm just using Bobby as an example because he's the first name that popped in my mind when I was like, who do you think doesn't misuse their misses? This brother does not go down. He is unsinkable Bobby Brown, okay? He doesn't go down. And it's because when life hits Bobby Brown, he hits back. And sometimes he hits himself, but he hits back. When I watch this brother now go visit Bobby Christina and Whitney Houston at their grave sites with his new wife and his new family, he's not misusing his misses. This is somebody that's reflecting, that's learning and redirecting. I love you too. I'm saying he's not misusing the miss. He is, you can watch him now. Just his body is suffering from bad choices. His life, he has regret on regret on regret. He has strange relationships with children and great relationships with some of his children. But what I watch him do is still recreate love, still recreate family, still stay in there, still keep telling his side of the story. I said, this brother don't misuse his misses. He is not going down. And so I use that to say that a poor perspective on the things you missed, on the things you wish didn't take place, on the person you wish you weren't, or the people you wish you didn't come in contact with, the things you miss then, you missed out on, you're going to misuse the power of those misses because you're not learning from them. You're not looking at them in a perspective that is healthy and actual. You're looking at them from a victim standpoint, and you are misusing that miss. You did not miss out on anything in order for you to be at a low vibrational space. That was never the reason, not from a divine standpoint or perspective. Maybe from that adversarial energy, low vibrational energy, energies of attack, they wanted you to miss those opportunities so that you would be down. But from a divine operation, you did not miss one thing in order for you to be down low. Anything you missed, anything that happened, anything that didn't actualize, anything that didn't take place, it was for your good and your growth. It was for your lessons, your learning, and your love. That's the divine perspective. None of it happened to keep you down. And from that, I'm going to say, in order to say that none of it happened to keep you down, that means if it's keeping you down, you're not in it the way you should be in it. If it's keeping you down, you're not in it the way you should be in it. None of it happened. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. You didn't destroy it for you to be on the half. If you lost it, if you destroyed it, if you sabotaged it, if for some reason these things escaped you, it was for your growth. So I just got finished talking to my girlfriends about this. We are in a thread, and child, we be having, and I'm using we be intentionally, some intentional ebonics. I know how my people like to chat, but listen, me and my girlfriends, if you could imagine what a chat would be like between me and my girlfriend, some stuff we got in there y'all probably can't imagine. But listen, for the most part, we are in there getting some work done. Me and my girlfriends, when we up late chatting, whoo, we're doing some things. Here's one thing that I came up with and shared with them in our last chat based on some things they shared with me and some things I released myself. But this is what I said to them. And this comes from my whole perspective. Poor perspective will misuse your miss. What if the whole part of your story, you were the most important part? What if one day you realize and understand completely that you were the most important part of your story? This speaks to our perspective and misusing our misses. What if you're so caught up on losing that guy or that job or that dream that you don't understand that the most important part, you have some moms that had miscarriages and other horrific birthing stories that won't ever try to give birth again, or will take their trauma into raising and causing more trauma. What if throughout it all, what about throughout the whole story, I'm talking 95, 100 years of your story, for I'm praying that on y'all. What if the whole story, you were the most important part the whole time? The whole time while you were valuing, I should have done this. I'd be better if I did that. This would have been great if I'd have known. What if the fact that you were you, that you were growing, that you were authentic, that you were trying, you never gave up, you understood, you are becoming. What if that's the best part of it all? It's not the car or the house. It's not the family structure. It's not this stature or it's not anything material. There is not one credential. There is not one person that's more important in your story than the greatness of you. What if you do all of this and just realize that you were the most important part? And when I look back at Bobby Brown's story, there has to be a time when he realizes some kids are dying, horrible deaths, his children, estranged relationships with children that are now passing away, watching a love of his life die publicly, horribly, being blamed, sued, all this craziness. What if all his group mates are making it? He went solo and his group mates are seemingly more successful. What if he stops at some point and says, you know what? My mom always says, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm here. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. They didn't make it. This didn't make it. Don't have this yet. Didn't get that yet. Didn't try that yet. But I'm here. What if I'm the most important part of the degree? I'm the most important part of the motherhood. I'm the most important part of this family vision I have. I'm the most important part of my dreams and my talents, my growth, my divinity, my leveling into my greatest self was the point of this whole story. And once I know that that's the point, I can't get caught up on the little bitty details of this story. Because the whole point wasn't that my details were perfect. It was just that I was my perfect self. And by being my perfect self, I just have to be my present self. I just have to be my growing self. I just need to be my authentic self. I just need to show up in my life as truly as I possibly can wherever I am in my life. And that's the perfection. That's the life. That's the point of the story. It's not about who you could have been. It's just you. It's not about who you should have been. It's just you. It's not even about what you can be. It's about you. The point is you. Do not misuse your misses. Understand who you became. Understand what you learned. Understand what you gained. Understand who you met and developed in these misses. You swung that bat and you missed. But what happened with these arms when you swung that bat? What happened in your mind and your heart when you swung that bat? What did you learn? Don't misuse that miss. Don't misuse your miss, okay? So now we're going to get into our last point because this moment is getting long. I told you I was going to spend some time here because this regret thing is a big thing. Here we go. Hindsight is 2020. Now, many of y'all know I have a king. He's getting ready to be 65. He and I are 29 years apart. And when I tell you he thinks of things he should have done, just like I think of things I should have done, I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We all know more in the back end of things, okay? Why am I saying that? Give yourself grace. I have never met one person if I knew then what I knew then. I've never even gone a year without those thoughts. Probably the month. If I knew now what I knew then, I wouldn't have had my experience that I needed to have to get me where I am today. Everybody knows more on the back end. Give yourself grace. So I came up with a little saying, guys. Hindsight is 2020, but foresight is what keeps your dreams running. Okay? Hindsight is 2020. Give yourself grace. Everybody knows better when it's over, when you've seen the whole part of it. Okay? Stop being mad at yourself. Stop depriving yourself. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop stalling yourself because in the middle of it, you couldn't see the end of it. Because at the beginning of it, you couldn't see the end of it. No one can. Hindsight is 2020, unfortunately. But foresight, this is the part that we do focus on. Give yourself grace in hindsight. Lean on your experience for foresight. Hindsight is 2020. Foresight will keep your dreams running. Foresight is what's going to keep them dreams on. It's going to keep that light on. It's not what you should have done that keeps those dreams moving forward, that keeps you from reaching. It's what you can see. And when I don't mean what you can see, it's what you know versus what you want. It's what you understand. It's not just about manifesting. It's about understanding. That foresight is what's going to keep that dream alive. I don't care what you went through. I don't care how many times you had to drop that dream and pick it up. I don't care how many times you were disappointed. I don't care how many times you were tricked and bamboozled. I don't care how many times you got stuck in a pattern. Listen, and I don't say I don't care that I don't care. You know I care. I'm saying I'm not accepting the excuse of the excuses over your experience and where it can take you. I'm not accepting your excuses over your experiences. So, yes, now when I look back at 36 years old with 5 children and a grandchild, of course I can write a book on what I should have done, who I should have married, when I should have had children, what I should have. No, That is hindsight. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some peace. Give yourself another chance. Give yourself some love. Everybody knows better when they've seen the whole story, or at least a great portion of it. It's the foresight, guys. It's what you see now from here. From where you are right now, it's your foresight that's going to keep those dreams alive. And not what you see, again, not what you want, but what you know. Not so much manifesting, even though that's part of it, but not so much manifesting, but also understanding. Give grace for where you've been. Give reverence to what you understand. Because your experiences brought you to an understanding, and it's the understanding that's going to make the difference for your opportunities to come. Give understanding for those things you think you missed out on. Give understanding. Shift your perspective. You were the most important part of the story anyway. You could have tried 5 more people you didn't end up with. You could have done 6 more jobs. You could have gone to the biggest top job and hated that too. There were a lot of people during COVID, we talked about this, who were in their career jobs, that jobs they worked and went to school for their whole life, and in COVID realized they hated their lives. You cannot plan divinity. What God has for you is for you. Now, let me tell y'all, I'm going to close on this end because we're getting close to going over. What God has for you is for you. This is the biggest point of missed moments, of the woulda, coulda, shouldas, of the why am I, of why and why not, and how come, and why me. Being stuck in regret is not understanding that what God has for you is for you. You weren't going to lose it ever. How about there's nothing you can do to lose the glory on your life and the promise on your life except for stop growing and knowing? That's the only thing you can do. Literally, there's 1,000 choices I'll make between now and the end of the year. But the only choice that will determine whether or not I'm going to be great is my growing and my knowing. I just got to keep growing and knowing. That's all. I don't care if I choose to sell this car, keep this car, take this kid, leave this person, be with this person, start this course, end this course, start this business. None of those choices are going to stop me from the promise. None of those choices are going to stop me from the glory of my son is calling me. And sometimes that messes up the video. So Wisdom, please tell Freedom I'm recording. So sorry. So sorry, y'all. Mommy Mercy almost made it out of here without asking for Mommy Mercy. So much for that, right? Okay. So, missed moments, guys. That was our moment today. Understanding that the foresight is where our power is. Give yourself grace in hindsight. Don't get caught up in those regrets. I lost so much time. I lost so much money. You know us women. We lost our cute little shapes and gave somebody the best of our years. My best year is every year. I can't give nobody the best of my years because every year is my best year. And every chance I got to grow, I go to another level. Mama Nunu sent me a video the other day. I loved it. It said, by the time you figure out my worth, I'll be worth more. You know what that means? I can't give nobody my best unless you're rocking with me every single day of life. You know what I'm saying? Because by the time you figure out my worth, I'll be worth more. Mama Nunu sent that video to me and I loved it. I'll only appreciate and value. I'll only appreciate and value as long as I love and value myself and most importantly, my creator. So I miss me with what I missed. That's what you got to tell those regrets, those dark thoughts, those dark feelings, those regressive behaviors. Miss me. what I missed, because I'm still on my mission. I love you all so much. Thank you for this time. Y'all have no idea how releasing, how incredibly revitalizing it is to sit here with you Saturday after Saturday. This is therapeutic, okay? This show, we went over choices versus chances. We talked about what we didn't deserve, but we're designed for. We talked about the mission and our mistakes, changing our perspective so that we don't misuse our miss. We talked about hindsight and foresight and how we can better utilize our missed moments. Thank y'all for joining me for Missed Moments today. I look forward to having a brand new moment with you next Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. Love and light always. Have an incredible week. And remember, miss me with the missed moments. I'm on a mission. As long as I'm going to be great, it's going to be great. Right? As long as I'm going to be great, it's going to be great. I love y'all. Have a great, great week.